Hello, everyone. I just need to take this in for a minute. If you don't mind, I'm going to take a photo of all of you. So my name is Nadina Pellion-Dobbs, and I graduated from Barnard in 2003. And I do want to just also, this is emotional for me. It's not lost on me that 20 years ago I was here, and that person probably would have thought this was unimaginable. So it's great to see the room today, and thank you very much for being here. I also want to acknowledge the ongoing horrors in Gaza, in Palestine, but in Gaza in particular, and that it's a privilege for us to be here in New York. I believe talking about Palestinians serves a purpose, our stories serve a purpose, and to remind the world that we are more than just suffering, especially in today's dehumanization campaign. I want to thank Ambreen Bhatti for her leadership and for her support in making this film happen. I think there were some questions around how this movie describes leadership or how it can present as leadership, and I think you have all seen that Palestinian women are strong and resilient. You even got to see their humor, their distinctive humor in the film. So hopefully that all resonated with you. A little bit about me. I'm half Palestinian. My mother is a Nakba survivor, born in 1948. She was born the day after her village was invaded in June 6, 1948, in Kakun. They were displaced to Tulkarem, where they were once again removed from their home at gunpoint, to when that is the start of my family scattering across the Middle East to never return to Palestine. The theme of dispossession and displacement is embedded in the Palestinian story, and it is as resonant today as it was when my mother was born. The distressing images coming out of Gaza serve as a stark reminder that she too could have been another statistic. Yet, amidst the adversity, Palestinians, especially women, exhibit unwavering strength and resilience. And I'm sitting here with two of those women, and I'm so grateful for them to be here. I'm going to read their bios. Serena Rasool is a Palestinian-American PhD student here at Columbia and a creative consultant with a focus on Middle Eastern, North African, and Muslim cultures. Her recent roles include a fellowship at Harvard Divinity School and a position as a community engagement specialist at the Smithsonian National Museum of Asian Art. Additionally, Rasool is the founder of MA Casting, a casting agency dedicated to representing and advocating for Muslim, Middle Eastern, and North African talent in the television, film, and commercial sectors. In collaboration with the Gina Davis Institute for Gender and Media, MA Casting has published a pioneering on-screen test and study focusing on the depiction of Muslim women in media. Rasool also contributes her expertise as a board member of the M-Film Lab, a nonprofit organization committed to transforming scripts from underrepresented communities into short films. So I'm going to start with you, Serena. How did that movie make you feel?
Oh gosh. So this was the second time that I've watched it, and it was much more emotional this time. And so Palestinian American, but I grew up going to Palestine. So I grew up, running around the village, climbing trees, and so I have these fond memories of a place that still exists. So a part of me couldn't relate to this, but then it exists under an intense occupation. And so what I took away from this film is, even if the town, the family, the village still exists, we're never fully realized. We're never fully free, given our current context. And it made me actually really sad to see how disjointed our stories are as Palestinians. For those of you who aren't familiar, those that live in Gaza versus East Jerusalem versus Hebron or Khalil versus Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, all of these Palestinians have very, very different circumstances. And our stories are just so disjointed, but I think the one thing that bonds us three, even here on this stage, is our resilience, is our identity and our affinity to the land. And I think that's what I took away from that, is the strength of the Palestinian woman to persevere. And we've seen that with the images coming out of Gaza. The way people are surviving right now is bread. And who's making that bread? It's the women of Gaza. And who's leading and organizing and just making life possible in Gaza right now. It's the resilience of the Palestinian woman. And I think it's been like that since before 1948. And I have some stories and songs that I'm going to share with you guys a little bit later.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just tell us a little bit about what you're studying specifically and why, that would be great.
Sure. So I am a PhD student here at Columbia. I am in the Department of Music, specifically focusing on ethnomusicology, and I work on the preservation of Palestinian folklore. So I'll tell you a funny story really quickly, if we have time. I was 12 years old. I was in my mother's village in the West Bank, and we were at a wedding, just like you saw here. Except everyone in my village, they wear traditional tatriz wear, so everybody's wearing this, they're all decked out. And I hear these women clapping their hands, and they're singing this traditional song, a very traditional song. And I hear the word Johnson, and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, I'm 12, so I didn't say what the hell, but maybe I did, I don't know. And I went up to my mom and I'm like, why did they just say Johnson? Like, these women have never left the village. I know they don't know a Johnson. There's no way there's a Johnson in this village. And my mom said, no, they're talking about Lyndon B. Johnson. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, he instituted this policy that they didn't like, and so then they wrote it into the songs. And in 1999, they're still singing about this song, this policy that they hated that made its way into the folklore. And that was like a light bulb moment for me. I was like, that's it. And I'm getting chills just thinking about that moment. That's it. There's something there, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna chase it. Because just the resilience, the wherewithal to take this moment that, shook them to their core, and then to sing about it, to write it into their oral histories. They can take our archives and they can bomb our libraries and they can take everything from us, but the songs, they put that into our songs, and we sing that at weddings. That's the irony of it all, and it's so that we don't forget. And and I think with Gaza today, I mean, we can see all of the archives that have been destroyed. Unfortunately, one of the professors that I was working with on Palestinian folklore, Abdul Karim al-Hashash, and his library. He had a special collections library in Gaza. He was killed in an airstrike, and we lost him, and we lost his special collections library, which was a Palestinian folkloric library. We lost everything. But it's these women that keep these songs and these stories and this history alive.
Thank you. I'm going to turn to Rwand. Rwand, it's such an honor to have you here with us. She hails from Jenin, and I'm going to just read you her incredible biography. Rwanda Arkawi is a talented producer and cultural manager from Jenin. She worked as a production coordinator for nearly 4 years with the Freedom Theater half Palestinian and half Israeli. During her time with the Freedom Theater, she coordinated dozens of performances, workshops, international tours, exchanges, as well as managed communications, international volunteers, fundraising, and logistics. Beyond her work with the Freedom Theater, she contributed to various local artistic projects and groups, including with Bukra Akhla, and as a production assistant from Al Jazeera Children. In 2013, she initiated and produced a large-scale performance of Peter Pan at Cinema Jenin, coordinating a group of local and foreign artists. She is passionate about using arts as a tool of resistance. It's an honor to have you here, really. And I have to just ask you what it feels like to be watching this movie here with us.
First, I'm so happy to be here in New York and talk with people, and thank you for having me. When I just watched the movie, it reminded me with my situation, because I come from Jenin, and also Jenin is a very difficult place where I live all the time under attack. We lost lots of young people, and also several times, like when, especially in July, when there was big attack. So the people in Jenin were evacuated, and so some people lived in tents. So, this reminds me of the situation. And also, it's back me to when I was a child. So now we can't go to the lake Tiberias, and so when I was child, my father used to take us there. But now I can't go there because we are not allowed, because if I want to go there, I have to have permission from Israeli army, and then I'm not, suddenly there is, I applied several times, but my permission was rejected with no reason. Even like I'm doing art and like to help children and young people, and also talk about what is happening in artistic way and also peaceful way. So this reminds me of how it's very hard for me like to see this movie, and also, oh my God, just only back to past time and then remember the nice time we had, and now how is our life is difficult, death every time, and to live in miserable situation. And regarding the woman, that it's like to show us that even me, and who live in conservative society, I had to fight like to make an art in Jenin. Jenin is very small city. It's very conservative. It's a very difficult place. And suddenly there is a woman, especially who wears a scarf and then just makes art. It's for the people like a bomb. And and I had to fight. It was big challenge as the woman in the film. She had challenge. So this is like the Palestinian woman, how they live. Nothing easy. Like you have a dream or you want to make something, it's not easy. So everything is difficult. Like it's back me. And sometimes, like when I arrived to United States, like all the time I felt guilty. Like I left my mom, I left my brothers under attack, and also I was sitting in the Harrisburg. There is nothing, there is no, because I used like to hear shooting everywhere, explosion, but I'm with them, yani. But when I was out, so I felt guilty. So how can I left my family? Maybe one, especially like I have a brother who all of the time like go from Jenin to Tulkarem, a city close to Jenin. It's half an hour. He takes time like to arrive there, and also all settlers attacked him several times. All the time you have to call him 10 times to make sure that he wasn't killed. And also this is how I felt. So it's for me every time it's very hard, like when we see Palestinian movie, because I live in this situation, and even I don't forget anything every moment when I sit here in New York or just speak about my work or go for a workshop. Oh, never. This is my country, my family, so I can't forget. But sometimes you want just only to dream or to get out like little bit from how you live, and then, but it's very sensitive moment for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think what's interesting about the three of us is we all have different versions of this story. We all enter the story at different times, but yet there's so much. The dispossession, the displacement, the resilient woman, it all unites us. And I just met them, but yet we feel so connected. Can you talk about how you use art as a tool for healing with the kids who, as you mentioned to me, often just feel so hopeless?
Yes. Actually, in Fragments Theater, what we are doing, we work in Fragments is Theater and Cultural Center. And when we decided to open this theater, because there is nothing in Jenin, it's only the Freedom Theater, which is located in Jenin refugee camp, and also for the children in Jenin and young people in Jenin, there is nothing. There is no cultural centers. So we decided to open space for the young people to express about themselves, especially in this difficult time. So we work with theater, visual art, filmmaking, photography, different kinds of art. But now we are like in Jenin, what is happening, it's also, as I mentioned, it's very difficult. But it started before 7th of October. Jenin under attack since 2021. Every time there is an attack by Israeli army, they kill young boy and left. They attack Jenin and sometimes like without any reason, just only we see them in midnight, evening, midday. We live, just only walk in the street, suddenly there is an attack. You don't know when exactly where to go or what can you do. And also so many people were killed in Jenin. And the young people there, they feel there is no hope in the future. Everyone wants to die. So the life is very difficult because lots of distractions, lots of people were killed. And there is nothing in Jenin. And when someone is killed, the people close their shops. There is like a strike. And this is how the life, people stay in the house. And this makes lots of depression for the young people because when they see their friends, they were killed, and also for the children. And so we decided like how we can help these children and also young people. And we trained young people to be trainer in psychological support, because also these young people, they need psychological support. at the same time, they can transfer the knowledge for the children, and they can help the children. The children only, like when you meet any child in Jenin, just only ask him, what do you want to be in the future? What do you dream? And then, like we interviewed lots of children. Everyone said, I want to die. Everyone said, I want to be martyr. Everyone wants to engineer for bombs. This is what they are thinking, because the children, they don't see anything except like the tanks, bulldozers, airstrikes, destructions. So, do you think that these children can have another dream except like death? No, it's like every time, every moment that sometimes they are in the school. And when Israeli army, this has happened in December, Israeli attacked Jenin while the children were in the school, and they trapped in the school. So lots of them suffered from what happened. They stayed until evening. And the family is called, tried like to get out the children, but they couldn't. So the children, they were at school till midnight. And this was very hard. So, and we started like to give these children psychological support by working at the school, because it's very important for them, even us, like we need this kind of support, because the people think that, okay, you are the leader of the project, or you are the founder of a project. They don't think that also I'm a human being, and sometimes they forget that also I need psychological support. Just only you feel that they want you to be a hero, and you can't feel, and sometimes we collapse really, because we live in this situation. And we saw, for me as Rwanda, I saw that several times when the Israeli came and attacked Jenin, and then where they were shooting randomly, and then I was stuck in the street, and then I couldn't run. I had to find a place to hide because they were shooting randomly. And this is what I face in my city. So, and also, this kind of work, this gives us also like hope and make us strong, like to continue with this, with the children. And it's like all the time, like when I just talk with the children, like they made with their fingers like this. And what does it mean? And I asked the children, what does it mean? And they said, I want to be martyr. Stop. Just also all the time, like, okay, please stop. I just wanted to take photos for them. Everyone, okay, make this. Everyone with his finger, make like this. And I said, enough this, enough this. Try to make this, or make any movement, but instead of this. So it took time, like with us, and so hard, like to deal with these children, because everyone wants to die. And also we focused about storytelling, because when you talk with the young people, also bring them to give them storytelling, also how to train the young people in storytelling to be a storyteller. So I think it's very important also to give them a space where they can tell their own stories. So this is a kind of healing, because once I remember there was a woman who her brother was killed in 2002, and she couldn't tell. She saw her brother with his blood, and she was completely shocked. And then but she couldn't tell about her brother's story. She was hiding, but when we put her on the stage, she was telling every moment, like how she felt, like when she saw him, that he was killed, like when the people told her, come to see your brother, about a funeral, how the feeling for her after his death. So the storytelling, it was a kind of healing. And then later she was a very good storyteller, and she started to work with the children, because she removed the inner conflict. She to tell her story, because especially like when she talked with the people, it's not with someone who is very close to her, a friend. No, she could to take the people because she felt that the people, all the world, heard her. So, and that training of a trainer, it's very important for us because as all the time, we work in collaboration with other organizations from outside, and then in the end, because of the attack, because of Israeli attack, sometimes like lots of international and lots of organizations canceled our work, canceled the work, or they're coming to Jenin. So it's better for us to continue the healing and supporting the children by giving training of trainers.
Thank you. We can talk to you all night, and we have 5 more minutes. So I'm just going to end with a special presentation by the two of you, where there is a song in the movie that Serena can tell us more about.
Sure. So, how many of you noticed different songs throughout the movie? The crowd was kind of gathered around during festivities and a wedding. This is very traditional of Palestinian weddings. There are about 7 different genres of Palestinian folkloric music, and the men have their own subset and the women have their set, and you saw the women kind of dancing around and guiding the bride and singing different songs. Those are called zajels. And then the men have their own. And so I think I've identified it. I don't know if this is exactly the one that was in the film, but we're gonna read it to you in Arabic, and then I'm gonna translate it for you. Just because I think it's really beautiful. So if you will just be patient with us. I know it's late.
احنا خلقنا حتى نصير بين العالم غنية، عالدوحة نهدي ونطير مثل طيور البرية، وبنقهر عنتر والزير وبالعركة حربجية، مثل رجالي ما بصير بكل العالم والأكوان، يا حلالي يا مالي. واحنا خلقنا حتى نكون للأعمال الخيرية، عادتنا عنا بتمون يترك الإنسانية، شعر كالدر المكنون أبيات الزجلية، مثل رجالي ما بيكون بالقوافي والألحان، ويا حلالي يا مالي يا حلالي يا مالي.
So this is a very traditional song that older men sing, and I'm just going to translate it for you really quickly. We were born to be in this world a song. On the trees we perch and fly like birds in the wild. Yet we defeat Antar and Azir, staunch in the battlefield. There is no equal to my men all over the world. We were born for noble deeds. Our goals we achieve with human, gentle means. My verses are precious, cherished pearls. There is no equal to my men in rhyme and song. Ya halali, ya mali.
Thank you, everyone. So we did have, it's late, and I got the clock. So I'm going to end the conversation, but we're around if you want to stick around and talk to us. But thank you very much, everyone, for being here. It means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.